Hello and welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to be discussing something that is super critical for a Pilates teacher at any time in their career, and that is how to deal with different levels of students, and particularly knowing the difference in teaching a beginner client to an advanced client. Now, each level has its own intricacies. So as a teacher, you need to know what kind of exercises and modifications you need to give to a beginner client in comparison to someone who's advanced and who wants a lot more challenging classes. And now, when this is not done correctly, this can lead to injuries and lots of frustration. And I've been in the industry for 20 years, and I have seen firsthand when a teacher is informed, is skilled, has comprehensive training, knows how to do these modifications, and when not, and what that actually does to a class. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Anita Horry. I am second generation Pilates teacher, teacher trainer, and also a Pilates business coach for those instructors who want to make the world a better place. I really want to share information that is essential for you to run a sustainable Pilates business. And we go through anything to do with teaching Pilates, whether it is learning how to become a Pilates teacher to actually running multiple Pilates businesses in your own brand. Now, if you already liked the video, please hit the like and subscribe, because that is the only way that YouTube shares the video with other people who are interested to learn more. So let's first look at the differences between the stereotypical beginner client to an advanced client in a Pilates studio. So a beginner client would have very different needs and very different capabilities to somebody who's got the experience. First off is the fact that they are going to need clear and simple instructions. They're going to need a lot of foundational movements. So as a teacher, you have to be a lot more patient with them, and you need to set the ground straight. So you're creating a basis from which they can actually build a decent Pilates practice. Most of the time, these people have a lack of body awareness. They may be fearing moving because of injury, and they're also hesitant to take on your cues because they're not familiar with the method. They will be stiff, they will have limitations, they maybe won't be able to execute the exercises in the way that you would like them to. So that's why it's really important to give them very good cueing, whether it's verbal, imagery, or even tactile. This is going to help them get to their goal much faster. So as a teacher, as I mentioned, you have to be patient. You need to provide them modifications for the exercises and always prioritize safety. Now, on the flip side, the advanced student is going to want more challenges. They're going to maybe show off their moves to their friends, or maybe they want to post it onto social media. They want to show off to the world how much they know about Pilates. They're looking for variety, and they're also looking for a chance to really improve their technique. So the way that you're handling these guys is going to be very different to the beginner student. Not to say that these guys don't have their own challenges, because most of the time, and I've seen this in myself in many studios that I've worked with, that people would come to the studio saying that they have got X amount of experience in Pilates, so they would not want to go down to a lower level class because in their minds they are an advanced student. But then you notice that they maybe picked up very bad habits. So in that case, we need to stake them down a notch to make sure that they really start to learn the technique the right way. So self-confidence, overconfidence in knowing the exercises. Maybe if they are classical students and they know that they know the order, so once you're teaching, they're wanting to jump ahead of the class, and I've seen this many times. They want to rush through it. Then this is all a different challenge that we've got with these guys, because these guys maybe think that they know the method and then they know the movement and they really want to be showing off, but they are moving through just autonomy. maybe they just know the exercise and they're not actually really getting in tune with their body. And picking up bad habits is something that we really must nip in the bud, because these bad habits are going to actually stop them from taking the further step in the practice and doing the really super challenging exercises in the method. And we all know that Pilates does not stop. The challenges in the method never stop. Now, the way that you should handle these people as a teacher is that you should be following through with precision-based techniques. So slow them down a little bit. Maybe you know another way of actually helping them to execute a particular exercise in a way that's going to make it a little bit more challenging for them. And this is a fun way for you to make it more exciting for those advanced clients, but yet keep them safe and avoiding injury. Now, if you've got any ideas and thoughts of how you think you would be able to modify, maybe advance or challenge an exercise even more, then shoot a comment in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you do personally to challenge these advanced clients, to make their workout a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable, and maybe pull them back in, maybe tune them down a little bit. Maybe they are a little bit overconfident and they need to refine their technique. What do you do? I'd love to hear from you. Now, teaching to these two different categories of clients isn't just about scaling up or down a workout. This is about really finding what each individual person in your session has to offer. What challenges do they present you with on that particular day? And how can you work in the safest way to help them feel better amongst themselves and get challenged with their particular limitations? Now, in these 2 decades that I've been teaching, and I've been giving workshops across the world, and I've been teacher training, I have seen so many teachers running classes and actually injuring clients or risking injuring a client with their technique. So I'd love to go through now what are the actual implications of having bad teaching skills. So from a teacher's perspective, you have a responsibility. At the end of the day, you are in charge of somebody else's life. So you really need to make sure that as a teacher, you have the right skills and competencies to be able to run a decent class. So this is what I've encountered over the 2 decades that I've been working with different teachers across multiple countries. You see, poor teaching can hurt students. So beginners might strain themselves doing exercises that they're not actually ready for. Advanced students may develop or worsen injuries if the bad habits are overlooked. So if you're a teacher and you can see that a student is not correcting a particular exercise, maybe they're not plugging the shoulders in the back as they are doing any exercises that are going to be loading the shoulders, then you're going to actually help them create injuries. And we don't want that, right? You want to avoid injuries. You don't want to be overlooking a very important and critical part of a Pilates practice, and especially when it comes to shoulder stability, to hip stability, and also to core engagement. So all this stuff is very, very important as you are teaching. And if you don't look into these things when you're teaching, if you're simply overlooking them, you are risking actually someone overdeveloping these bad habits and getting injured. And of course, you should know that pathologies like disc herniation, knee pathologies, and scoliosis all require different modifications. So you can't be teaching a group class with these members of society in your class and you not being able to modify them. This is going to make their problem worse. Now, as a typical example, I have seen many teachers attempting to teach the teaser to somebody who can't even do a really good roll-up. Now, we all know the teaser is a really, really hard roll-up. So if you're trying to teach the client a teaser and they can't really perform very good articulation of their spine, to really lift themselves up, do you think it's a good idea for you to get them into a teaser position? This happens over and over again, and I see it with many, many exercises, and especially in these very fashionable studios where the teacher or the studio owner wants to encourage their students to take videos and photos so that they can promote their studio. But you're actually trying to promote your studio at the expense of risking injury to your clients, and we don't want to be doing that. So be very aware of what type of exercises you want to give to your clients, and make sure that you manage the difficulty level progressively without injuring your clients, and making sure that they are ready for the next exercise. And I see this happen a lot with teachers who learn block systems, meaning that they would maybe learn the mat first, and then they'll go off and learn about the reformer. Then eventually, after a few years, they'll go and learn what the Cadillac can do, chair, etc., barrels, etc. And what they seem to be missing is the actual link between one piece of apparatus to another. And I've picked up on the example of the roll-up and into the teaser. So we know that if the client can't perform a roll-up on a mat, then there are other places where we can help them execute the roll-up, and we are going to help them and strengthen the core to be able to execute the roll-up on the mat efficiently and effectively, which then at a later stage that would take them onto the reformer on a teaser, doing it beautifully, or maybe doing the teaser even on the mat beautifully. So what I'm talking about here is having adequate training that will allow the student to be able to practice on different pieces of equipment at the same level, at the level that they're at, and not actually just practice on one piece of apparatus, because we all know that Pilates is a system. It's a system of exercises done on different pieces of apparatus. And if you don't have a comprehensive studio, if you don't have a fully equipped studio, or maybe where you're working is not fully equipped, I would really, really encourage you to look out into training. Look for a place where you can train to get properly certified to work on all different pieces, but not only that, all different pieces interlinking with each other for the same level. Because of what, if you can't take the exercise on one piece of equipment, you're able to do something similar or maybe the same exercise on another piece of equipment that is going to help you execute the movements much more efficiently and without injury. Now, why does having the right teacher in your studio matter? Now, whether or not you're working for yourself, or whether you are a teacher that works in different locations, or whether you're a studio owner that maybe you're looking for Pilates teachers, what I really recommend here is that you really do your homework, because having the right skills, having experience, the right comprehensive certification is going to fast forward the improvement and the practice of your clients. Your clients are going to be super happy with you, and they're going to keep coming back, and they're going to keep referring more clients. So once they have the taste of a comprehensively trained teacher, they're never going to look back. And trust me, I've seen this with many of my own students who were certified from different schools, from different organizations. Then they come to my school and then identify, oh my goodness, this is where all the exercises are linking together. And then they go back to work, they go back to their studios, and what's happening is that all the clients want to work out with them because they are the most skilled. They are making them feel better. They're making them feel more empowered to do things effectively, and they feel the exercises so much more. Pilates is an incredible tool for transforming the body, but only when taught correctly. A teacher needs to know not just how to teach the exercises, but what kind of modalities do they need to use to be able to get the most out of the body that they're working with? What modifications do they need to give? What other advancements do they need to give to really squeeze everything out of their client to really make sure that they're enjoying the session and they're doing it safely and they're progressing very efficiently. This takes experience, comprehensive training, and also a commitment to continuous learning from the teacher's part. Now, why am I so passionate about this? Well, guys, I've been in the industry for over 20 years. I have been working with different teachers from around the world. I've worked and studied with two of the most amazing teachers in the world, the late Bob Leekens, who was the guy who actually wrote all the books for Romana. So he wrote all the classical training books, the first books that Romana created for her as manuals for her students. Then I worked and had the opportunity to work with Lolita San Miguel, who is a student of Joseph Pilates. So she really passed down the torch when it came to the intricacies of how the system should work, how everything should flow together. And it's so important that having a comprehensive system is going to allow the teacher to teach anybody of any level, of any ability, at any age. This is where my passion comes in, because for me as a teacher trainer, I want to make sure that my students are going to be able to go out there and teach anybody that comes through their doors and not leave money on the table. If someone maybe has a pathology or maybe someone is way too advanced for their teaching, I want them to be able to explore all the different possibilities of being a Pilates teacher, a comprehensive Pilates teacher. Now, if you're a teacher who's really interested to deepen your knowledge and create lasting results while working very safely, then I would really invite you to join my teacher training program, my comprehensive teacher training program. If you're not a teacher, you're just interested in maybe making Pilates your career, this is the program for you. It's a fully comprehensive program, 600 hours, with functional anatomy as well. So even if you are already a certified teacher, but just want to hone into some really good technical skills, this program is going to help you fine-tune your skills and help you learn new skills to be able to take your own teaching practice to yet a different level. Now, I'm running programs in 3 different countries this year. I've got the US, I've got Spain, and also Malta. My programs start in March 2025, and there's a 10% off all my certification programs if you pre-book way in advance. So if you're interested, just click on the link below. There's going to be a link to all the teacher training programs. It's so important for you as a teacher to understand that what you're doing in this world is affecting other people. How you teach affects other people. So take your job seriously. Take it with lots and lots of responsibility. And being comprehensively trained is going to help you get there. If you fear that maybe your skills are lacking somewhat, then contact me. I'm very happy to have a conversation with you, and let's see whether you can work with me. We're always welcoming people from across the world, from any level. Even if you have absolutely zero skills in Pilates, I'm very happy to welcome you into our family, because I'm very confident that we'll be able to help you hand in hand work together over a period of a year, where I'm with you every single week to make sure that you're accountable for your performance and for your practice. Make sure that I'll help you with your teaching skills to make you a better teacher than I am. Now, if you like this video, I'd love you to hit the like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to ring the bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video online. Until my next video, guys, goodbye for now.